you. Now, Lisa is going to talk about teachers' pay rate.
Good morning, everyone. Teachers shouldn't be paid according to how much their students learn. I strongly believe that teachers shouldn't be paid according to how much their students learn. My first point is, if teachers were to be paid according to how much their students learn, it could be very unfair for the teachers. What if students have a negative attitude about learning and do not listen to their teachers? Imagine you're a teacher and you're in a class which has lots of bad students. You teach them, they don't listen to you, and they don't know much. So you don't get the extra pay for it. Who knows whether you will be in a good student's class or not? If this situation was happening to you, would you agree with this? I would say no. My second point is, what if the school has rotations for every subject? Some teaching would be better than other teaching. Who would get the extra money? Mr. Bob, Mrs. Mack, or Mr. Ross? The third point is, how do you check the students that how much they've learned? I think the only way to check them is through the test. What if the test was too hard that most of the students failed? What if the test was too hard that was way out of what the teachers had taught their children? Most of the students would fail the test. The government would think they would pay those teachers less because the students had failed. If I were those teachers, I wouldn't agree with this. The fourth point is, what if teachers have children who have difficulty with learning or students with special needs? I think, as I mentioned before, the only way to check them is through the test. They would probably fail the test. The government would give you only a small amount of money because they thought you were not teaching them properly. Would you agree with this? If I were those teachers, I wouldn't agree with this. It's very unfair. Finally, my last point is, what will it do to the attitude of your teachers? Teachers would be anxious before the test was coming. They would be stricter on their students and force them to learn more and more. That could cause distress to the students, and what will happen is the students will be opposed and will not listen to their teachers. The salary for the teachers will go down and down, and teachers will get more stressed. I would get stressed a lot, would you? The worst thing that can happen is teachers will protest about this rule and could even go on strike. To conclude, I strongly believe that teachers shouldn't be paid according to how much their students learn. First, what if students have a negative attitude about learning? Second, what if the school has rotations? Third, what if the test was too hard? Fourth, what if the teacher was working with children who has difficulty with learning or students with special needs? Lastly, what will it do to the attitude of all the teachers? Would they all be positive? Would this be a good idea? For those reasons, I strongly oppose this idea of paying teachers according to how much their students learn. Thank you.